Recording in progress.
Emkhaya.
Kanti meeting akufuneki ukuthi ngabe iqale kora to 1.
Emkhaya kuthiwa iqala ngo-1. Ngicabanga ukuthi sesingaqala manje Mkhaya.
Qala Mkhaya.
Ngiyaqala Mkhaya.
Qala meeting.
Hayi man Mkhaya, man uyangidisturb, ngifuna ukuqala meeting kanti yini inkinga? Good afternoon, honorable members and petitioner and stakeholders that are present and the staff. I want to welcome you all. You know that we only got 45 minutes to do everything in our meeting. I want to check with the secretary so that the petitioner is available and the department that we can start the meeting.
Afternoon, Chair and honorable members. Yes, the petitioner, he is present and the stakeholders are present, Chair. That's all.
Okay, is the municipality here or is only the department?
It's the department and the municipality, they are here, they are present.
Okay, thank you. Welcome everyone in the meeting and declare the meeting officially opened. So not waste more time, I will just hand over to the petitioner because we've got a petition from Honorable Tim. I think he's the one who's going to give us the presentation. I want to give him only 15 minutes, and after that we get the submission from the department. COGTA, I think the HOD is here with the DDG. The MEC it did send us a prior apology that is having another meeting. We've only got the HOD is here, Mr. Dubane, and DDG, Ms. Ukushini, Ms. Mbalinyati. I think the HOD will introduce the officials to the members that are here. And also for the municipality, we want to know who's here, is the mayor or is the municipal manager. I think they can introduce themselves that we can start the meeting. We'll start with the petitioner that they can introduce themselves. Only a minute, if we can do that.
Thank you, Chairperson. Mr Brauteseth here. Delegates representing KZN and NCRP on behalf of
Sorry, I didn't hear you. I don't know whether it's my gadget or.
Okay, I hope you can hear me a bit better, Chairperson. Chairperson and honorable members of the committee, my name is Tim Brauteseth. I am the representative of KZN in the NCRP for the Democratic Alliance. Can you hear me now, Chairperson?
Yes.
Thank you. Are we just doing introductions now, Chairperson, or do you want me to start?
Oh, you've got others with you?
No, Chairperson, it's just me.
Oh, okay, thank you. From the municipality, Gwala, who's here?
Thank you, Chairperson. My name is TTP, the municipal manager of Gwala district.
Sorry, can you open your video that we can see you?
I think. Chairperson, I've just opened the video, but I'm sharing the gadget with the Executive Director, Water Services. I will be turning the gadget so that you can see him in the video as well.
Yes, greetings to the Chairperson. My name is Nkosazana. I'm the Executive Director, Water Services in the Gwala Municipality. Thank you, Chairperson.
Oh, it's only two of you. Are you done with Gwala?
Yes, Chairperson, we thought that maybe when we get into the apologies, we are going to have the apology for the district mayor who is having another meeting as we speak. Thank you, Chairperson.
Oh, okay. The Dr. Nkosazana Zuma, local municipality. Anyone? So there is no one from that municipality.
It seems they haven't logged in, Chair, but I'll update you if they're logged in.
Okay. From COGTA, the department.
Good afternoon, Good afternoon, honorable member. And I'm the accounting officer for COGTA, DDG Nkosazana, whose portfolio includes the management and support on water related issues. Ms. Nyati is also present. We've got Ms. Nembula from the office of the MEC. Thank you, Chairperson.
Okay, thank you. Let's go the apologies. So which apology do we have from the members?
Only received an apology from Honorable Sheikh.
Oh, okay, thank you. And the municipality, I've heard that there is an apology. Can you come in from Dr. Gwala, from Gwala municipality? There is any apology?
Thank you, Chairperson. Yes, we do have an apology. Our district mayor is having another meeting. There's an apology for the district mayor. Thank you, Chairperson.
Okay, thank you. From Department of COGTA, we've got the apology for the MEC. I don't know whether the HOD is in. Yes, no? Mr. Tuba.
I am in, Chairperson.
Yeah, we're the one who are introducing the others. Thank you, honorable members and the stakeholders. Let us start our meeting. We just go straight to the petitioner to give us just 10 minutes brief presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Maleka. I do appreciate the opportunity. Honourable Maleka, so as I said, I'm the representative in the NCOP. We chatted yesterday, representing KZN on behalf of the Democratic Alliance. And the origin of this petition came from the Nkosazana Zuma municipality, which is Underberg and Harmville in the Gwala district. And I was approached by a number of residents, I think it was in excess of 2,000 residents, who asked me in my capacity to assist them with the petition and bring it to the attention of the NCOP. So we engaged we engaged with the municipality, we engaged with the residents and found out what the problem was. And we then launched the petition, and the petition was served on the NCOP, the chair of the NCOP, in November 2019. And I'll come back to that, Chair, but I want to say at the same time that I also directed a letter to the Minister of COGTA, Honourable Minister Nkosazana Zuma, and I delivered it to her office here in Parliament. And I was very heartened by the fact that at 11 o'clock that evening, after delivering the letter, I received a call from the Minister. And we discussed the problem, and she said she would act on it. And at 5 o'clock the next morning, and I have to give credit for this, she phoned me back, and we had a further conversation, and she assured me that MISA officials would be in Underberg at 9 o'clock that morning, which they were. So I want to just start off on that note, saying that I was very happy with the immediate attention from the Minister and the immediate action in which her intervention was immediate and very much welcomed. However, Chair, if I can go back to what I said earlier about serving this petition on the 19th of November, I think everybody, every sensible person on this committee, and certainly every sensible person in the House in which we serve, would agree that something is wrong with the system, Honourable Chairperson. That any petition is brought together by a community, whichever community it is, on the basis of an immediate and urgent problem. It's a problem they're dealing with right now. It's very seldom a petition that deals with something that's long and something that can be dealt with 3 years later. It's an immediate problem. And so, once again, the petition was served in November 2019, and whilst I appreciate this platform, we have to really, as members of Parliament, ask ourselves, what's wrong with the system where 18 to 20 months later, we're having this meeting? And the reality is, Chairperson, is that problem has been sorted out. It was sorted out by about, late 2019 and early 2021. The problem was resolved. And so today we're actually meeting to discuss a problem that is fixed a long time ago. But so I think that, and I certainly, Chairperson, I serve on the Standing Committee for the Financial Management of Parliament, and I will certainly raise it there with the Secretary of Parliament, that we have to streamline our systems, that make sure that petitions get to your committee quickly and are dealt with quickly, so that the relevant interventions are made there and then and quickly. Otherwise, Chairperson, I'm sure you will agree with me that petitions then are just not even worth the paper they're written on. And I'm sure that you would understand that. It just makes no sense, to deal with something 18 months later. And please do not take that as a criticism of yourself, but really as members of Parliament to try to make South Africa work better. I think we need to work out what's wrong with that system and why it takes so long. Chairperson, the reality of that situation in Nkosazana, Zuma local municipality is that when the MISA officials and when the various officials dealt with the local residents, in particular a local farmer by the name of Rick James, he accompanied I'm not entirely sure whether it was a water official or a Cocteau official, but I think it may have been a local water official, around the area, looking at various possibilities. What effectively happened, Chairperson, is that for about 40 days, that municipality didn't have consistent water supply, for over a month. And on the first day of doing inspections of the reticulation system, they came across a valve that Mr. James pointed out to the water official. And he said that valve is making a very strange noise. It's been making a very strange noise for a long time. And the water official seemed to take offense to the suggestion from Mr. James and said, no, it always makes that noise. And don't worry about it. I know what I'm doing. So anyway, they carried on and searched and carried on the entire inspection. And to save time today, at the end of the day, it was found that particular valve, which was identified on day one of the intervention, was in fact the valve that was a problem. And the moment that valve was fixed, after a lengthy period of time, after a lot of other money had been spent on completely new valves and other lines which didn't make a difference, When they went back to that first valve, they found that, oh, in actual fact, that is the valve that's the problem. And when it was replaced, the water ran perfectly, immediately. So, Chairperson, that brings me on to the suggestion I want to make to the department today. And please understand that I'm approaching this meeting entirely in a constructive manner. We had a situation there where a local resident who is familiar with water reticulation was working with the officials and pointed out a problem. That problem turned out to be the exact reason for the issue. And if it had have been fixed there and then, a lot of cost and a lot of fuss would have been saved. And so what we've learned out of this, and I really wish that COCTA will take this on board, especially after our session yesterday, where you would have heard many complaints about municipalities not working, not functioning, right across the country, is that we as COCTA as a department engages in a specific process to conduct a skills audit amongst the residents of any given municipality. Because in any given municipality, there are plumbers, there are electricians, there are water engineers, there are sometimes even doctors of water engineering, but there are people with a lot of very relevant skills that are either in private practice or private business or are retired, that will volunteer their services to the municipality so that things are done officially for free. They will actually come to the party and work with the municipality to assist the municipality to fix problems that could possibly just need a little bit of expert opinion, and to try and move away from an environment where we drag the very damaging baggage of our past with us as we go forward. And we know in some of these areas there is this perception of a master-servant relationship. But what we've learned in this particular case is we need to get away from that. There are numbers and numbers and numbers, especially in this Nkosazana Zuma municipality. There are a number of residents that would love to assist the municipality for free, no charge, in giving advice, constructive advice, in assisting wherever they can. There are, of course, residents that just find fault all the time. And I've engaged with one of those residents, and I've not invited that resident here today because that resident's comments are unfortunately sometimes destructive. But the bottom line is that we need to be able to work together. And what they've done as a proactive move in Nkosazana Zuma is they've established a technical team with local residents. And that technical team, in an open and cooperative manner, assists the municipality when there are problems and perhaps gives them advice that they don't necessarily have to hand, and gives technical assistance that they either don't have to hand or that would take a long time to procure. And so I would love to just get the response from the COCTA officials and from the municipality officials. I'm sure the municipal officials that are here today will probably know what I'm talking about. I know that our Councillor Adam and Mr. Rick James have indicated that they have set up a technical task team that assists. But going forward, why doesn't the Department of COCTA issue a directive that every single municipality, the municipal manager needs to put out a call to the community to say, who's out there? Who's got what skills? Are you prepared to work with the municipality to provide your skills for free so there's no procurement issues, to assist the municipality and to get things fixed when they happen and not 5, 6, 7 months later or weeks later or sometimes even years later. So, Chairperson, if I can just have 2 takeaways from this engagement today, which I'm very grateful for. Number one, we need to work out what's wrong with our parliamentary petition system. It cannot be that it takes 18 to 20 months to raise an urgent problem here when the problem's been fixed a year ago. Okay, that just makes this process meaningless. And then secondly, will COCTA please seriously consider, and I hope that this message is passed on to the Minister, seriously consider a directive out to all municipal managers saying, maybe involving Selga, sorry, I know Selga obviously would have to be involved. So all municipal managers saying, let's set up task teams in every single city, every single town, every single village that we look after to find out who is there and who can assist. Because the goodwill is there, Chairperson, the goodwill is there to assist and try and make our local municipalities. Chairperson, that's pretty much what I'd have to put in today. And thank you very much for your time. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Honorable Brauteseth. I want to hand over to the HOD, Mr. Tubane, from COGTA for their submission.
Chairperson, thank you very much. I think the honorable member who has just concluded making the submission has summed it all in my view, in that we were asked to respond to a particular challenge, which, according to the honorable member, has been resolved. I'm not quite sure whether our response would still be relevant together with those of the municipality, in the sense that what we have been brought to talk to has been addressed. I just need a guidance from the honorable chairperson whether do we still need to make these submissions. Secondly, chairperson, I entirely agree with the honorable member with the suggestion that he's making, that let's bring all those who have got a capacity at hand which they can lend for free to municipalities. I don't think any sensible person would talk against that suggestion. And in light with this system or new model of working, which is championed by COGTA, the GTM, I think we can exploit that space and ensure that we give room and space to those citizens who feel they've got a contribution to make. And that is my submission, Honorable Chairperson. As I've indicated, that I am seeking your guidance whether we proceed with the presentations which we had prepared, both ourselves and the municipality. Thank you very much, Chairperson.
Thank you, HOD. Yes, we are noting the submission that has been done by the petitioner in the COGTA. We just want to give all the stakeholders that they can give us their submission, that we can see that everything is speaking to each other, because we don't want just to take one side, because we already called this meeting to get the submissions from the COGTA and from the municipality. I will hand over to the district municipality to give their submission, then we will get the way forward after that. Gwala, district municipality.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, as much as one is not 100% sure, because I also concur with my HOD that if we can have a direction, maybe where must we start? Are we starting, what was the cause of the petition? How did we resolve the matter? So that we can just go for that.
Oh, thank you. I think you can tell us how did you resolve it? It's being resolved, or because we are here to get a way forward, whether they still a challenge or what's going on.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, as it has been already alluded by the honorable member and also by my HOD, Ubabtubane, to indicate that yes, there was a challenge, and the challenge was brought to the municipality, and the municipality responded accordingly, and the challenge was solved. So that is the status of the municipality. We do not have any challenges, major challenges that we're having. And one can also add with what the HOD was saying, that we are working together with the communities. To be specific in this case, we are working very well with the communities from Dr. Nkosazana, Zuma. To be specific on water, the way now we are communicating, we had the war rooms, which were looking at all the social issues, but now UCOCTA has given us an opportunity to take it even further through EDDM. But what we are currently doing, to be specific on water, we are having a specific war room for water related issues that we are working on. And before the end of this month, it is going to be launched to all the local municipalities. So that is the status that we can say, yes, the issue was resolved. We do not have any issue. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you. I want to check with honorable members. Do you have questions or any comments from the members? Honorable Zandamela. You can come in, Honorable Zandamela.
No, thanks, Chairperson. Greetings to you and all the members, municipalities, the department. Well, Chair, I just want to concur with Honorable Brauteseth. The reason we are in this committee, it's when petitioners or communities have exhausted everything they could do, all avenues, and they bring the matter to this committee so that we also do our part as the commission, as the committee, to say. Now, I've listened to the HOD and the municipality. They all agree that the problem is resolved. And all that we can rely on is what is being said in this meeting. But by taking and listening to all the contributions, I'll suggest that the committee should do an oversight, an urgent oversight that will include the stakeholders and the community at large. Because at the moment, we're only relying on what we are being told in this meeting. Thank you, Chairperson. That's my contribution.
Okay, thank you. Next is Honorable Fisher, then Honorable Ntetwa.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. My apology for not switching on my camera. I have really problems with my device, and I've got only the signal of the telephone to assist me now. I want to concur with Honorable Brauteseth. You know that when communities do a petition, that is like public participation. And they use our channel as the last one. If we listen to what the Sekukuni people has said, that they've exhausted all channels to their availability. With the municipality not getting, especially constitutional rights like water, which we cannot ignore, we have to do. This committee has to do something. We have to put our thoughts together and make a plan. But what Honorable Brauteseth said about people, knowledgeable people that we have in our respective communities, we cannot take that lightly. And if we give ownership of a municipality to the people, so that not only the municipal administration, but also the community living around there. Well, that will help us to protect our infrastructure and all stuff like that. It can only be to the advantage of cooperative governance. And I feel that we need to have a debate about petitions in the House very soon after this so that we can discuss it in a full House sitting. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Mtetwa, then Honorable Sleko.
No, thanks, Honorable Chair. We are happy that this matter has been resolved, but I will also suggest that we go to that area and see how this matter has been resolved, so that in future we don't come back and say, look, there were still some more problems. With the positive mind to assist where there are still some gaps. And secondly, Chair, maybe also the issue that was raised of some red tape or this long process for things to get into your office. Maybe let's find a way as to how are these petitions we speed them up in addressing it. Maybe in the suggestion that FISA has raised is a matter that we need to even compile a report to the House and see how we can speed up these matters. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Honorable Sleko.
No, thank you, Chair, and greetings to all the members, and especially to the petitioners. As much as one would acknowledge that progress has been made, as a member of Parliament myself and serving on this particular committee, I am actually very, very embarrassed and disappointed that a matter that was acknowledged and accepted on the 14th of November 2019, and we are dealing with it today. And it would, in the next 3 months, then it will have been 3 years since the petitioners actually wrote to Parliament. So, Chair, for me as a member of Parliament, and as a voice of the voiceless representing our people there, I am utterly disappointed, and I want to hide my head in shame, for us to deal with this matter after 2 years and a few months. And also just want to concur with what Honorable Brauteseth is saying in terms of the dealings of this particular committee. Now, I think when we meet as a committee ourselves, we need to do introspection in terms of our responsibility as public representatives, or whether we are worthy to be public representatives, particularly in this committee, when people, cry out loud to us for assistance, and that we drag our feet or officials fails us, to bring matters to the table so that we can attend and address it, so that, we can be of assistance to them. Also, Chair, just to be sure and to be happy and to be satisfied with the progress that has been made in these two municipalities, I would also concur with my other colleagues that it is a matter of urgency that we, together with your Honorable Brauteseth, Nkosazana and the petitioners, let us, go on the ground and see for ourselves, so that we don't just, do oversight via, Zoom. And lastly, Chair, I would just want to hear from the Honorable Brauteseth and the petitioners in terms of the progress that has been made now, or is the petitioners satisfied in how things are currently, going on and being attended to in those two municipalities? Thank you very much, Chair. That's my submission for today. Nkosazana.
Thank you. Honorable Brauteseth.
Honorable Chair, before he speaks, I would like him to speak the last. Having listened to all members of Parliament, I've raised my hand.
Okay. Chairperson, I'm happy with that. If I can have an opportunity.
Yeah.
Can I have an opportunity at the end?
Samai and Honorable Totovo, then yourself.
Yes. Is me or Honorable Samai?
You can come in, Honorable Toto.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I am also struggling with my video where I am, and I heartily apologize that I'm not switching on my video. But having said that, let's welcome the fact that the issue was raised, was brought before our attention, and the feedback that we are getting is that the matter has been substantively dealt with by the municipality. We must welcome that. But at the same time, we must be concerned by the fact that this matter had to be brought before us as the measure of last resort. And it speaks a lot about the fact that when communities are having problems, oftentimes it takes a long time for these problems to be addressed, or they don't even get responses on the letters or the demands that they are placing to our municipalities. That must be concerning. But secondly, Chair, I don't want us to wash our dirty lenience in public in the way that we are doing without getting all the necessary facts on the table. The fact of the matter is you are a new chairperson of this committee, and within a very short space of time, you have alerted us. You brought this matter before us. We didn't know about it. We ourselves, as members of this committee, we do not know what are the reasons why it was not brought up. We need to go and investigate that without pointing fingers to any other person else, and not speculating and casting aspersions about what could have happened and why this matter is brought very, very late. But I think the point is genuine, that we must establish why this matter was brought to our attention after 3 years. And as part of our discussions, I'm sure we could develop a way in which these matters are expedited, and we as members of committee as a whole, we are aware that these matters are on the table, and we give them the necessary priority. And lastly, Honorable Chair, I agree with the suggestion that we must visit this municipality or the district itself, go and check for ourselves, satisfy ourselves that indeed this matter has been dealt with, and with any other matter that is there in that particular district. We are aware that water is a key problem that needs to be given the necessary attention, and this is what we must do. Honorable Chair, thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Toto. Honorable Nzamai. Honorable Nzamai.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, this issue is solved. Yes, Chair. I ordered. Hello, Chair.
Yes, you are audible.
Chairperson.
Yes, Honorable Nzamai.
Yeah, issue ena ilukisitswe ke utlwisisa mare kere a re enteng ro bona gore ke nnete municipality yona ga ona bothata, because ga go sena metsi batho ba sokola ka metsi ke sengwe sa go bontsha gore go na le bothata. So ke ne ke kopa gore a re tsamaye ro bona gore go etsagalang gone.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Nzamai. We are giving to Honorable Tim.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, I'm heartened. Thank you for the comments and the support from all the members. I'm heartened that we can try and work together on this one. Chairperson, you know, my comrades always say let's come up with progressive solutions. So perhaps the solution, Chairperson, would be that an instruction is given by the chairperson of the House, by at the moment, obviously, Honourable Masondo, that as soon as a petition is lodged, that petition, just by way of email, is communicated to the committee. So it comes onto a radar. So they immediately, on the same day, in fact, that one is submitted. So in this case, on the 14th of November, an email would have been popped over to this committee saying, look, we've received this petition. And then that this committee then schedules that petition comes to the committee maybe within, you have some sort of a protocol as to whether or not the petition is deemed to be urgent or deemed to be a long-term thing. But in the case of an urgent petition, that it is convened very, very quickly. And I'm sure that you could do it within a month, certainly within a month, maybe within 1 or 2 weeks. But if you just have a reporting mechanism from the person's office to your committee, I think that would comes up very easily. That's just a progressive suggestion that you might want to take on board. I would welcome, and I'm very glad that a lot of the members said let's do oversight there. Whilst this particular problem has been resolved, there are other problems like all municipalities. There are intermittent breakdowns and that sort of thing. And I also particularly welcome the suggestion of Honourable Mtatwa that says that this committee should report to the House on this particular issue, because that then makes it an official thing. There is actually an official minute of the meeting, and there are official recommendations made by the committee on this particular issue, one in regard to petitions, and then also very importantly, I seem to get broad consensus across the committee and across the officials that setting up technical teams in every municipality across South Africa would be a very useful thing. And then just a final comment I want to make is that whilst I'm saying that the goodwill on behalf of the private citizens of municipalities across South Africa, and then of course in terms of Dr. Nkosazana Zuma municipality, is there also needs to be goodwill on the part of the officials. And I really want the HOD to please take particular note of this. In the case of this local municipality, there's been a particular, the local municipality, the municipal manager, Mr. Vezi, unfortunately, seems to be very, when suggestions are made, they are not taken in the right spirit. Let's put it that way. They are taken as interfering, taken as trying to do his job, but that is not at all the purpose of the suggestions made by local residents. Of course, we cannot condone any sort of bullying behavior or any sort of arrogant behavior, and we will never condone. But when a genuine suggestion comes from a resident, the officials on the ground must take it in that spirit, and they must try and see if they can cooperate in that spirit. But I think once technical teams, and I really want to just overly emphasize this, that the HOD needs to take this on board, the entire country. Let's set up technical teams in every single municipality in South Africa of well-meaning individuals who would like to assist and work out some rules of engagement for those technical teams to work with those municipalities. And I'm quite sure that we will start seeing ourselves chartering a new course in South Africa to actually work together to fix up. But both sides have to operate in an environment of goodwill, an environment of good faith to get things done. There cannot be arrogance on either side. There cannot be a situation of, listen, I know what I'm doing, official, you're an idiot. There cannot be a case of the official saying, listen here, Mr. Resident, you've got nothing to do with this. Go and sit in your corner and shut up. We can't have that. We have to have that environment of good faith and goodwill to work together. So if we can just lift the blinkers, put the past behind us, and actually move forward, I think we really do very well. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you to the petitioner and the honorable members, and to COGTA and the Gwala District Municipality. Yeah, it is an embarrassment that the petition was submitted in 2019. We only attended to it, and it's already the matter being resolved by the municipality. We want to apologize for that because we don't know where was the delay. As Honorable Brauteseth said, we have to look at these things and take it up, because if the community raised the petition and submitted to Parliament, they need us to attend as a matter of urgent, because we are here to serve the communities. We want to request and we check all the petitions that has been submitted to Parliament and attend to it. And we, as a committee, we need to prioritize all petitions as submitted. And I think we must request the Secretariat for the committee to give us all the petitions that were already submitted that need our attention, because we can't sit for a petition after 2 years while the community raised it in 2019. That is really not good at all. We need to get to it and attend to the petitions, because the voice of the communities, they know if they give us their consent, we have to attend it as soon as possible. So we need to prioritize those petitions as the committee, and I'm a new chairperson really. We have to check with the secretariat that where are the petitions and what is the delays from the petitions. And the issue of Sikukune and Dr. Nkosazana Zuma, will check and make and prioritize the oversight there. We go to visit there. I think we not even take 2 days per municipality. First, we have to go to Sikukune and check the way forward. What are we going to do? Because those people, they are still, Honorable Dodovo, they are still complaining that the matter is not being resolved. So we are happy that one for Gwala District Municipality for Dr. Nkosazana Zuma is being resolved, but we need to have a way to get there and check whether it's being resolved. But the petitioner is also agreed with the municipality. We want to thank everyone for the attendance to the meeting and the department, also the district municipality, while the Dr. Zuma, Nkosazana Zuma municipality was not in attendance. We thank you everyone, and we will consolidate the report and submit to the chairperson of the NCOP. Then we get the way forward to that. So when are we going to make a program? I think we must prioritize the program to Sikukune and Dr. Nkosazana Zuma municipality. Our meeting stand adjourned until the next meeting. Thank you, honorable members.
Thank you, Chairperson. Thank you.
Recording